All right, guys. Well, here we are together again on a Take 12 podcast, cold open. Lofa, we have returning champ Walter Jones to the show, friend of the show, returning champion. Back to play again today. You guys, the cold open, we can go pretty much any way you want to go. We can touch on anything silly from the world of whatever, or we can talk about the scare that the Sun Devils gave my purple helmeted Huskies, which Lofa, I told you I was nervous for the unis, dude.
Let's stay away from college football for my sake.
Oh, well, you told me to watch out for Skedaboo. And
Bro,
I
said fuck around and find out, and you guys almost did.
Woo, dude! I don't like when my team wears the special unis, especially in that way. The Huskies should just be gold helmets all the time. Let's not mess around. It was scary, Walter. It was scary. How was your college football weekend?
Pretty good. We had Duke this weekend.
Yeah.
They kind of came. I was kind of because they got a good running game. So thought that they was gonna kind of give us, but we closed it out there in the second half there and got the win. So
Yeah,
let's see what happened. Like I tell people all the time, I said, as long as Florida State they're winning, everybody's watching. So let's see what happens.
True. All right, and yeah, for Lofa, we'll just stick to pros for you. It's fine.
Well, hey, you want to stick with uniforms? We're wearing some different uniforms this week, buddy.
I know. And
are you nervous?
Of course I'm nervous. I'm a Seahawks fan. Let's start the show.
Take 12 if you want the run uncut. Yeah. Unapologetic from the jump. Yeah. And no politics in this club. Just dirt from the streets and the cliques in the mud. Take 12. Best podcast for the Seahawks. #1 sports talk. Yeah, we got it on live. Take 12. Every episode 12 hot takes. And we reppin' for Seattle, my place. Take 12.
It's the Take 12 podcast on the Believe Sports Network. Thank you for joining us. I am lifelong Seahawk fan, the most passionate fan, Katie. Brett Davern, and he is Seahawks legend Lofa Tatupu. On this very special episode, we are joined by our very special friend of the show. He's back, everybody. It's Big Walter Jones, the best to ever do it. The best to ever do it. Find Walter on social media at BigWalt71. Check out his clothing line, the best to ever do it. It's the best stuff you'll ever wear.
And he's got a kitchen now. In the stadium, right, Walt?
Oh yeah, Big Walt's Kitchen, man. It's doing good, man. I think it's something that the Seahawks they asked me to be a part of, and I thought it was pretty cool. So, you know, you got your number in the stadium, you got your name in the stadium. Now you have an opportunity to, you know,
feed the people.
Like they say, get your bag, I guess. I don't know.
Well, we appreciate your time, man. Thanks for stopping by. The Take 12 podcast
amazing,
is
brother. Congrats.
Proudly brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel and Delta Airlines and Epic Seats and Simply Seattle. And let's start with Delta Airlines this time. Producer Katie, take it away.
Delta Airlines is the official travel sponsor of the Take 12 podcast. We only fly Delta Airlines. And you should too. And you should also sign up for 12 Status and their Sky Miles program. You get all kinds of perks and all kinds of bonuses.
Yeah.
And go to 12status.com to check that out.
Well, if you were signed up for 12 Status as of yesterday before the Seahawk game, you would have gained an extra 219 miles thanks to the throwing arm of Geno Smith, because you get 1 mile for every yard the Seahawks throw for. So you could have added another 219 yesterday, people. If you're not a 12 Status member, sign up today.
That's like 1,200 for the season or something. Like, that's like a lot of miles.
Oh, it's going to be 4,000 at least, something like
so
that,
far.
probably. I don't know, right, Lofa? You guys, the
Absolutely.
Seahawks, we took it to the Cardinals eventually. Yesterday, kind of a herky-jerky game. A win is a win. You know, I'm not really sure. How did you guys see this one?
I can't see Walt. Is he talking?
Oh, no, go ahead. Lofa, you take it away first. Sorry.
You know, it wasn't pretty, but a win is a win, everybody. And I
Yeah.
think that's what you got to keep in mind. For me, of course, I think defense is the storyline. Another strong performance. Other than that, the turnovers really made this closer than it should have been. But Walt, what do you see with the offense?
I didn't hear nothing you said. It kind of was breaking up, but I kind of figured you were saying something about the offense. But
Yeah.
I think for the last 2 weeks, I think the offense been trying to figure things out. I think it's just part of it. You think about when the season starts, usually the offense that's on track, that can come out and just play defense. It takes a second for you guys to kind of figure out where you're supposed to be at. So now you're kind of seeing it with this defense. Now you're seeing that the defense is coming together and, keeping the offense in the game. Like you say, a win is a win, but still, again, there's something a little off with offense. They're trying to figure out what they need to do. I think it's more of the red zone. I was seeing somewhere they were saying, like, I think we need to do a little motion, get the defense moving a little bit, when you just line up and, go downhill. Yeah, that works. But I think sometimes if you have a little misdirections, you don't need but a second to get in the end zone. So I think they just got to kind of continue to keep trying to figure out things to get in the end zone.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we could stick with the defensive side of the ball for a second. We have to give them their just due in this game because look, after week 1, man, we were nervous, weren't we? But they really have turned it around and just been consistent. The only play for me that stood out that I was, left me scratching my head was the Joshua Dobbs scramble for the touchdown. Just that sort of bouncing off of tacklers for 20-something yards seemed uncharacteristic of our defense. But other than that, they were lights out. Devin Witherspoon just bringing the heat again, Lofa.
Yeah, I know Moore is sore over there. He brought the fun. Julian Love. Okay, so a week ago, while we were like, they were crowning him the LOB 2.0, and I was like, that's high praise, right?
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, maybe they were listening because Diggs, Jamal, everybody, Spoon. I mean, they were out there just smacking fools. So it was awesome to see. There's so much team speed on this defense. It's like, even if a guy catches in space, it is just like a pack of piranhas just right to him. And that's how you scare offenses into tipped passes, and that's where the interceptions and things start coming into play. So to have no turnover from our defense and only limit them to 10 points, even got a short field on one of the turnovers that we gave up, I was very impressed by them. And the pass rush, Jay Reed with another set. Mafe could have had 2. He kind of left his feet. And I'm a little mad at the bullshit penalty where his hand grazed. He's getting help, and his hand grazed the helmet of the quarterback. It is such bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I know. If we start talking about the referees, we might go off on for quite a while. I have a buddy who is a huge Seahawk fan, but really only texts me when the refs do stuff like that. And boy, did I get a text. And the text just said, "I hate this league now." And I knew exactly what he was talking about. I mean, it is crazy. They're wearing helmets. I mean, sometimes they'll let something go that looks similar to something in another game that you're watching. The consistency off when it comes to those types of things. But anyway, yeah, they were bringing the heat.
Shout out to DT, Darryl Taylor, freak of nature, man. That dude, he had a couple great pass rush moves. It's like I said last week, we have so many stars on both sides of the ball, but really on defense, they're starting to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Walt, thoughts on the defense?
I think so. For me personally, like you're saying, they was crowning them the LOB 2.2. I would say more of the young Lofa when they came in as rookies, man. I thought that, they came into a team that was kind of trying to still find that niche. And I think with, him and Leroy, you guys came in and just played football, like it wasn't like, you knew the game, but, you just came out there. When you play like that, that's when the game get fun, when you just out there making plays, where you understand what the defense wants you to do. So for me personally, I would say it's more of that deal, when you got a pretty young defense, but you got those guys that, that's making a difference, that's in that defense. Those younger guys got to step up and play. You got some veteran guys in the secondary, the safeties, but still those younger guys. So for me personally, I would say more of the year Lofa, them came in.
Interesting.
And we went on that run with those younger guys, man. Those, Lofa flying around and making plays and just making plays. I think when you're young, you do that.
Mm-hmm. And as a fan, I love that defense is a tradition here. And I think, just like you said, Walt, started by Lofa and Ken Hamlin and those guys, and then carried on through the generations of Sherm and Earl into this new defense. And like I just love that it's my team that I root for, and the defense is something that from Holmgren to Carroll. Like, just, that hit. Dude, that hit? Oh, I mean, just shades of Cam Chancellor, right? And I'm just off the couch. I mean, I probably get off the couch as a Seahawks fan more for the defense than I do for the offense, and that goes back for a long time now, actually. I love it. It's so much fun. I don't have a question.
Yeah, and in years past, it's been the defense we've been waiting to catch up. So, it's kind of refreshing to see that, they're holding their own and making a name for themselves, like I said, early in the season. And I know that offense is going to catch up. It always does. For whatever reason, even when Russ was here, we didn't always start hot. And so when they come into their own, this is going to be a very dangerous team down the stretch.
Well, and with a defense like this, and even going back to the glory years with Russ, how hot does the offense really have to be? Geno's line, 18 of 24 for 219, 2 touchdowns. That'll win you probably a lot of games with this defense, especially when Kenneth Walker adds 26 attempts for 105, with a long of 25. It would have been nice to have a touchdown in there for one of my fantasy teams, but I digress. The offense just kind of has to do what the offense did, don't they?
That's what confused me, though. It's like we get pass happy when we get to the red zone. It's like we don't even that 3rd and goal. Like I was like, oh, we're lined up double tight, and we went play action, and there was really nowhere. The one where Geno, I think that was either the one where he heroically John Elwayed it and jumped over. Love that by Geno, and then the other one where we just threw it out to the flats. They made the tackle, and we had to kick a field goal to go up 17-10. But I want to see them just really trust in him down there, or even the young guy Charbonnet. And I know he wasn't out there.
He wasn't out there, yeah.
Yeah, but it's something. DJ Dallas, like let him run it in there. And
well, going back in the past, ask Russ and Marshawn about running versus throwing in the red zone, and I don't just mean on one play, by the way. I mean multiple times. Walt, would you rather run it or pass it in the red zone?
It all depends. I think running for me is what you want to do, but I think a lot of times you got to have your bread and butter plays that for a fact that you're going to get in the end zone. But I think a lot of times, I think I've never been in the locker room with Pete, but for offensively, I think Pete wants the game to be like nail biters. I don't know if that's true or not, though, but I just feel like for him, I think that he wants the team be in those games, be in those fights. If you go out and blow out teams all the time, you're not going to learn how to fight in those tough games where you got to get a first down. So for me, for Pete as a coach, a defensive-minded coach, I think he's saying, okay, my defense is coming along. My offense, all we want to do is find some plays here, there to get us on the field. I think Pete loved those nail biters, especially, and I think it's going to prepare you for the playoffs, because the playoffs are tight games where, you come down to the last drive of the game. So I think for Pete, Pete is loving this part of the game where he can actually coach these guys and kind of prepare these guys for the bigger picture.
Katie, I feel so lucky so many times in my life, but there's not many times when a Hall of Famer says the things that you yell at the top of your lungs in your living room like a madman while I'm watching. I've yelled before, I think Pete likes this. I mean, that is something I've yelled at my ceiling, and so there you go. Validation. Yeah, Lofa, can you win in the first? Can you win in the second? They keep it tight.
You can't. and what, it was 0 points in the second. So I mean, they're finishing strong, which that's always been Pete's message. He's like, look, it doesn't matter how you start. We want to start fast, but if we don't, we have to finish strong. And so yeah, there's something to it. I know he doesn't mind these games. I know he doesn't love them, but he doesn't mind it because it does. It's building the character and that winning attitude. So still early in the season, but I'm extremely proud for what they've accomplished so far.
How about the receiving core? DK was out for the game, but these guys, man. I mean, we probably have the best room in the league, maybe. Smith and Njigba, sorry, JSN with 4 receptions, but finally getting that first touchdown. BoBo, the record holds. He had the 4 receptions, and the Hawks got a win. So they always get a win when BoBo gets a catch, and he also got his first touchdown catch on a really nice catch that they didn't think was a touchdown, but then they overturned it, of course. And Tyler Lockett just doing Tyler Lockett things with some just great route running, and Geno hitting him in time. And I don't know, they had a good game even without DK.
Is Walt talking? I can't see him.
Oh, you can go for it.
Okay. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Geno's taking a lot of heat, from sports talk radio and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he had such an insane year last year, but he forced maybe 1 or 2 that he would like to get back. But other than that, the Tyler Lockett setting up, they ran a cross, where he took up 2 defenders, and JSN was wide open. Geno found him there, and then the throw to BoBo, that was like his 3rd or 4th read, and he put it. There was a safety over the top, tight coverage. BoBo caught it one-handed and somehow got his feet in. It was one of the most insane plays I've ever seen. It was shades of Tyler Lockett and the footwork he's displayed. So,
yeah, true.
It's got to be one of the best rooms. You got a star like DK out of the game, and this guy comes in and does that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see more BoBo.
Mm-hmm. Now, DK, I'm not sure why was he out? Is he injured? Was he not? I heard he was out.
Hip.
I heard he was at Enchanted Village with Bert Kreischer. I don't know if you saw the pictures on social media. Did you guys see the pictures where they're both pulling up their shirts? It could be Bert looks like he's been doing some crunches. Anyway,
the machine.
Walt, I mean, how about BoBo and JSN getting their first touchdowns? These rookies filling in and filling in well. Or not even really filling in, but
I think they're doing a good job. I think the young rookie, I think everybody's looking forward to seeing the things that he can do. You have plays for him. I think you coming into, like you say, a receiver room where now you're not the number one. Now you can learn the offense. You can play your game and figure things out. And with BoBo, I think he's just a fan favorite. Every year when you come out of training camp, there's always that one guy that catches the fans' imagination. So I think that's what BoBo done. I interviewed him last night on King 5, and I thought that his personality is perfect for the fans. He loving it, he enjoying it. Because I think for everybody, it kind of resonates with everybody when you see the young guys, and you see some guys that have figured it out already, that understands, know his role, know his part, and you kind of see that with BoBo. So like you say, I think the more time you give him catches or give him touches, it's just going to make the BoBo brand even bigger. So I think he understands that too. 1 or 2 catches, and he still, the fans still love him. So I think that's a great thing for a young guy.
Yeah, the BoBo mojo is real, Katie. Oh, it's back. Because they used to have Soto mojo now. But anyway, yes, we got to get the T-shirts out there. Let's go, everybody. We got a merch store, don't we, Katie? Take12store.com. We do. Take12store.com, everybody. BoBo mojo. Let's see here. Geno, just, people, he said he pointed the thumb squarely at himself after the Bengals game. I think, he did everything he needed to do in this game to just sort of, I don't know, turn it back around or whatever, and had a great game, and it was awesome to see. Anything else from the Seahawks game before we take a look around the league, guys?
No,
anything stood out for you?
It was a good team win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody chipped in. I was really pleased. There was, a couple moments where it was just like, okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
We got a game here.
Hey, Loaf, you thought the lineman should have got tossed out though on the touching the referee?
Which happened? What happened?
The guy who got ejected. Yeah.
Got ejected.
Oh, Humphreys.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
somebody asked me about that. And don't touch the ref, dude. Don't touch the ref.
Yeah, don't touch the ref. Don't glance off the quarterback's head. There was, okay.
But I mean,
looking around the league, there's a lot of questionable officiating. You guys were down at Lumen yesterday, so you might not have seen a lot of it. But the Rams, I mean, I don't mind the Rams getting screwed, but they kind of got screwed. Weird ball placement stuff. I don't know. What's up with the officiating this year? I feel like every year in the NFL you can complain about the officiating, but here we are again complaining about the officiating.
I mean, the fans aren't there to see them throw the flag. Just relax a little. I heard the Browns in the Colts game was very questionable too, the ending. So I don't know, man. It's football, and it slows the pace of the game. It ruins the game. It's like, come on.
Yeah. Walt, is the officiating worse than it's ever been, or is it just always bad, and as fans we're just used to complaining about it?
I think we just complain about it. I think I tell people all the time, people don't realize, like, those guys, most of the time they get it right, though. Like if you go back in slow-mo, you can call a penalty, but you think about a lot of the plays that they make, those are fast plays that they're making. So you go back and how did he see that when you see did he make that catch and the refs will own it just like that? So and it's a human error. I think it's all about what happens in the game. I think it's part of what you do in football. You have to have something to complain about. If the ref make a bad call, I think it's just part of what happens, and it's amazing how it works, how, you take it and look at it, and then as the game go along, you're like, okay, it worked out the way it's supposed to work out in the end too, like you say. But still, again, when you're in a big game, you don't want flags to be the reason that the game is kind of seeming slow. Like, why the game is not going? Like, why is we need to keep, because that's the way we practice. So let's keep going.
Right.
And sometimes the refs can slow the game down.
Well, something you can't complain about is Wiener Schnitzel.
It's true.
Ooh, that's a saggy. Producer Katie, tell us about the delicious chili dogs and hamburgers and all the stuff they have at Wiener Schnitzel, please.
There are 2 Wiener Schnitzel locations in Western Washington. There's one in Everett. There's also one in Fife. Stop in, tell them that you listen to the Take 12 podcast, and you will get a free hot dog with any other purchase. They also have like $3 meal deals where they have these, you get a little soda, you get a little burger or a dog. They have different options. And then, tell them about the podcast. You get a bonus dog. You're all filled up.
Oh, man.
You're good to go.
Any other purchase, mention Take 12, get a free hot dog, an extra hot dog. Just why not?
Yum.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Check them out. Wiener Schnitzel, everybody. Everett and Fife. Go ahead.
Penalties, though, I will say only 5 for 32 yards. That's some serious progress for our team, and I love seeing that. So good job by the officials on that one, except for the bullshit hit to the helmet.
Yeah. All right, fine. We'll give them a slight golf clap for that one. We need to take a quick commercial break, and then I want to look around the rest of the league at some other results. We'll be right back. Hey, check it out. We're right back. Looking around the league, guys. What is going on? There's interesting results everywhere, I think. How about the Bears guy coming in, the undrafted rookie quarterback thing? Did you guys watch this? The guy who was Division II, do we even call it that anymore? Coming out of college, he went somewhere that I don't even know. I don't know. Where did he go? Shepherd something? Or something like that. I don't even know what college this guy went to, but he won the Division II Heisman Trophy, whatever.
His name's Ty.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the Harlan Hill Award.
Okay.
Yeah, Tyler Bagent. I don't know, however he says it. He had 65 family members in the stadium. That's a lot of tickets.
Amazing.
Well, what's the most amount of tickets you ever had?
Probably 30.
Oh.
Atlanta game.
Yeah,
Atlanta game. We had my family came, but then I think I didn't spend money on the ticket. It was more the money I spent on jerseys. So it was literally everybody had on 71 jerseys. So back then, the jersey was not. It was hard to get a hold of. So everybody wanted a jersey. So I think it's more of the jersey that was more than the ticket sale.
Nice. Well, Lofa, you putting this kid on your fantasy team or what? I mean, are you gonna? Is he the next Brock Purdy? What's going on?
He's on my fantasy team. One of the 5 fantasy teams I have. Let me just take a quick gander. How many points did he get? He had 14.88. They only said he was going to get 10. So I am losing that matchup though. So. Right. It's not laugh now, cry later. I'm gonna stick with him.
I mean, they were playing the Raiders, though, so, I don't know. How about the Colts-Browns game was insane. Came down to the final minute, 38-39 final score there. The Bills-Patriots, the Patriots bounced back and they beat the Bills. What's happening with the Bills? They're 4-3.
To me, when I watch it, Josh isn't using his legs anymore. And that was, if you have to defend him when he's out of the pocket and running, that is, tough duties. And so when he's just sitting back there, I don't know. I haven't really seen or how much their O-line is doing for him, but that's you only have to defend the pass. But when he gets on the move, he's dangerous to go 40, 50 yards and change the field on you quick. So if they don't get back to that, I think it's going to be an uphill battle for him.
Walt, everyone was ready to just close the door on Bill Belichick last week, and then this week he comes back and beats the Bills with Mac Jones. How about that, huh?
It's just one win, man. Like we get excited about wins. Sundays, anything can happen. You can make plays, but I think Bill need to figure things out. I think I like Mac Jones. Thought it was a great pickup for them, but I just don't. I don't know. You're getting a defensive coordinator as an offensive guy. That's kind of weird because I know they're thinking like a defensive guy when they're calling plays. So they're trying to figure out the defense more, I think, than they're trying to figure out what's good for the offense sometimes. So, but, it's good for him. I think he's still trying. I think it's still a battle between him and Tom about trying to figure out who made this happen, who made it work. Like, just embrace what happened, man, and let's see some smiles, man. You don't want to walk away from this game and not smile or have fun with the media. Well, so I think Bill need to show that a little bit more now. Hey, let's break this and let's start it. If you want to start over, let's start over. Let's give us a new Bill. Let's be jovial with the media guys and see how things are changed for everybody. If Bill start to show a little smile.
Interesting. Well, maybe they
especially for these young kids, man.
Yeah. Well, maybe they could trade for Travis Kelce, and then they'd have his girlfriend in the building sometime. She brings the smiles. Walt, I got to know your thoughts on Taylor Swift and her fandom of the NFL all of a sudden.
I see. We in the making of business and make it and getting checked. So I see how they do it. I think it's good for, I guess, what you call them, the Swifties. I think it's good for that fan base. I like the way that they play jokes on it. So it's pretty cool. Like you get that opportunity to see that lifestyle, especially with Taylor Swift. I think that's pretty cool. I think Travis is perfect for it. You try to find guys that you think like, okay, who could really make this work? And I'm like, man, Kansas City is probably the only team that can handle that stardom, everything that's going on, and play it to their advantage, I think, sometimes.
Wait, so are you saying you don't think this is a real relationship, Walt? Are you saying this is made up for just the cameras?
Man, it got to be real, man. They in the same car. It's like, if you once you get part of the security detail and they're escorting you too, so that tells me he's pretty close. He's in the inner circle, not just the circle. He's in the inner circle.
Okay.
So,
all right.
And then when you let a girl meet mom, as a guy, that's one of the major serious. You let them meet mom. You're not just playing around. I done met mom, and you're hugging mom and liking mom. So something is very serious there. When I saw that, I said, okay, it's very serious.
Who was the most famous person to ever come in your guys' locker rooms while you were playing? Or for the Hawks, maybe, because Lofa, you guys had all the celebrities rolling through USC back in the day.
Yeah, at SC we had like Snoop, Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
I think George Lucas jumped in there too.
Oh wow!
Every time you look around, it's just another star. Like, oh my god!
Yeah,
seen him on the big screen or something. But in Seattle, I don't know. Well, who do we have? There's always people back.
I would say Coach Holmgren, brother.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
I'm just saying though, just think about the way he approached the game. Saying like when Pete came there, Pete was all about playing the music loud. And a lot of people say, what Holmgren? I said, Holmgren is from the old school. Like it was all about being quiet, get your mind right. And now it's like, but I understand how Pete doing it too, because, I think when you're at USC, it's all about on Saturdays and Sundays, that's when the chaotic stuff going on. So now you're hearing that on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So by the time the game comes, you're not I got excited. I turned into a fanboy. I was at a New York Jets game one time, and I'm sitting in the huddle, and we're getting ready for football, and I look over to the sideline, and there was Denzel Washington. I was like, and I forgot about the play and everything. I was like, oh my God, man, there goes Denzel Washington sitting on the sideline. And I didn't even that was like my first time seeing someone like that. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, he's right there. Like he's not on TV. He's right there. So for me, that was kind of like one of those, like, wow, like, Oh, wow. I can say what because too. When we had I got to go player. When Jerry Rice came to the Seahawks, like that was like it was so weird because you're seeing a guy that you saw on TV. You saw a guy that how he practiced and everything. So for me, even as a lineman, to see this guy, how he practiced, and like, man, he's right there. Like, you just don't ever think that you'll be in the huddle with a Jerry Rice, especially with his age and my age. To be sitting there in the huddle with Jerry Rice, it was surreal, man.
Oh, that's one of Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice in a Seahawks uniform is one of those like weirdest athlete in a uniform you're not used to seeing them in pictures. If you Google image that, I mean, I remember that it happened. We all saw it happen. It's just even when I look at the picture, it's hard to believe it happened, especially the unretiring of the number 80 and all that. Lofa, yeah. Who's the most famous guy you ever played with, Lofa? Like in terms of like that, like Jerry
Walter.
coming in, Walter, yeah, for sure. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, the best O lineman in the fucking game.
That's a good answer. Good answer. I don't know where to go from there, producer Katie. Should we wrap up the show?
Yeah.
Let's wrap up the show, everybody. We'll get out on that. You guys, thanks for joining the show today. Walter, thank you for your time. Come to think of it, Walter Jones is probably one of the most famous people I've ever talked to. Hands down. I mean, Taylor Swift kissed me. Man. Taylor Swift kissed me on each cheek. That's a true story, but she didn't talk to me. Walt and I at least have conversations.
Walt's a friend of the show.
And I'm definitely not kissing you on the cheek.
No. No, the last time I saw you in person, you're coming down the tunnel at Climate Pledge. I was scared for my life for some reason. Oh, because of a joke I made on the...
Yeah.
Yeah, and then no, it was...
Because Walter told you he was going to beat you up the next time he saw you.
Oh, man. You guys can find Big Walt on social media at BigWalt71. Check out the best to ever do it stuff, the most comfortable, the best, the most well-designed stuff ever. Check it out.
B2EDI.com.
See,
yes, sir.
See, there's that USC education. I was trying to do it in my head.
It's on his shirt.
I can't see
It's
it
right here.
now. It's the camera's not working.
Right here.
I can't see
Oh
him.
my God.
So you can see him now, but I can't? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Walt, break us down, buddy.
Hands in the middle, everybody.
Look at those Mets.
What's the breakdown?
Whatever
Anything
you
you
want,
want.
man. Victory Monday, go Hawks, whatever the O-linemen break it down to. What do the O-linemen break it down to?
We'd be like, get off the field now. Get off the field now. Hey, I'm gonna give us. Hey, let's go 1, 2, 3. Let's go low, man. 1, 2, 3. Lofa.
Low. I only heard low.
See you guys next time.
All right.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right.